Hey there, it's Alan. I am 6 months on T. But since I haven't quite gotten it together to make a video about that, I am currently making a video about my experiences going about the world with a legal name that is viewed by most people as a female name, but appearing male and especially having a low voice. It's been interesting. And today seems like a good day to do it because I dealt with that a lot today because I got a car because my car got totaled a few days ago. It was not my fault, but anyway, I'm alright, I'm totally fine physically, so that's the most important thing. But I had to get a new car. Well, I got a used car, but it's new to me. So, let me just talk about my experiences with name issues. Okay, so I'll start a while back. I'm not going to talk about the car thing right away. Let me go chronologically. So, one experience I had was about a month ago when I went to vote in the election. So, of course, my first name on record is Allison. So I went in there in my work clothes, you know, button-up shirt, and, you know, I told them my name. They looked me up in the booklet, and there are like 3 people at the table working there, and no one else was there to vote at that moment. And, so it was pretty much fine, but it was kind of interesting because the man who was, like, crossing my address off, or writing my address down or something, he was like, "Are you Allison, blah, blah, blah?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." He was like, "Okay." And he just did his thing. And then the guy sitting next to him, who was also working at the polling place, was like, wait, what did he say? Something like, "Well, that's my dad's middle name, actually." You know, like, trying to make me feel better about the guy questioning me. And I thought that was really cool. I would not have expected that. It's like, they thought that I was a guy named Allison. So, that was just interesting. And it was especially interesting that the guy was like, "Oh yeah, that's my dad's middle name." And then I said, "Yeah, well, it can be a last name. Allison is some people's last name," which is, I mean, that's true. And then it was uneventful, other than that. And I had been nervous going into it, as I always am when I know that I'm going to have to deal with my legal first name. Just as a side note, so that you don't comment like, "Oh, did you know that you can change your first name?" Yes, it's in process. I just haven't gotten the signature from the court yet, but I will in February. It's just taking a freaking million years. Anyway, okay, so another instance was when I called my health insurance on the phone, and they were like, "Hi, what's your name?" So I told them my name, they looked me up in the system, and then it's interesting that they called me ma'am or Ms. So-and-so after they knew my name, whereas when I had been talking with another person before they knew my name, they called me sir, judging by my voice. So it's funny how sometimes when people hear my name, probably especially on the phone without seeing me, they call me Ms., regardless of my voice. But then I guess when I was voting in person, they seemed to go with the assumption that I was a guy because of my appearance. Fascinating. And I've had a number of experiences talking on the phone with people, like insurance people, who know my name but can't see me, but they can hear my low voice. And I have to say, I've never been questioned. I would expect or fear that those people might go like, "Wait, how do I know that this is actually Allison that I'm talking to because you sound like a guy?" But that's never happened, which is nice. And Another thing related to the name issue is that I moved recently. I moved like 3 months ago, and I had to get my mail forwarded through the U.S. Postal Service, you know, where they put the little yellow label on your mail. And I had to use the name Allison because the mail that I would most need to be forwarded to me, like official, like, medical stuff or insurance stuff, that all has the name Allison on it. So that's what I told to the Postal Service. So I don't think that I checked a box on anything that said, send me junk mail. But for whatever reason, oh my god, they're sending me so much crap. Like, Pottery Barn, Home Depot, every other retailer you could imagine. What else? Just tons of that stuff is being sent to me at my new place with the name Allison, and I'm sure that they're gonna send me tons more stuff in the future. So, I just tell this to you so that you know, either be aware of that if you have your mail forwarded, or like, look through every little bit of small print to see if you can somehow not get them sending you all this junk mail crap, because, I mean, I live in a studio attached to a house, and I share a mailbox with my landlady who lives in the house. And it's not the hugest deal because she already knows that my legal name is Allison, because I had to tell that when I got the credit report on my application to live here. And when I give her the rent every month, you know, the check says Allison, so it's not a life or death situation. It's just annoying that when she opens the mailbox, there's all this junk mail for Allison, so she sees the name Allison over and over and over and over again, which is annoying to me. It makes me uncomfortable. So I just wanted to share that in case that would help any of you who get mail forwarded in the U.S. Other things, I guess, is just what I've dealt with in the last week, which is having a car accident and getting a new car that's new to me, used car. So, I have had to talk and interact with people and with all these things. AAA to get my car towed. What else? The body shop where the car got towed. My car insurance. The car dealer, the salesman. Another, like, financial guy at the car dealership. Car insurance again. So this has been stressful. On top of the really extreme stress of having a car accident, and having my car totaled, and coming within a very slim margin of being killed. On top of that, I've had to think about, okay, so how are people going to react when they see how I look and sound versus my legal name? How are they going to treat me? How is the car dealer going to treat me when I'm trying to get a car? It's really been stressful. But I had to do it. I had no choice in any of that, so I just kind of plowed through it and tried to be brave. It all went completely well. So I'm really thankful for that. So I'm glad that now I'm pretty much on the other side of that, although in the next couple days I'll be meeting with the insurance adjuster to get my check for my totaled car. So I hope that that goes well also. So a couple of noteworthy, sort of interesting things surrounding all this. Well, when I dealt with AAA, when I called on the phone to get AAA to send out a tow truck, and then when I was with the tow truck driver, that was uneventful. They didn't say anything or ask me any questions, and they treated me fine. Was I gonna say anything about that? I don't think so. And then an interesting thing was when I was at the body shop where my car got towed, there was a young man helping me for the whole time. And so, can I make this a relatively short story? That is the question. Let me try. I guess the only thing, what it comes down to, is that this young man who was helping me out saw my legal name on my car insurance information. And he overheard me talking on the phone with the insurance and giving my old name to them. But I had introduced myself to him as Alan. So then at the end, when he was finishing up the paperwork, I said, so my official first name is different than Alan. And he was like, yeah, I saw that. That's okay. No worries, it's in my mind, no problem. And so he was really nice. So that was really meaningful to me. I'm really thankful for that. It seemed like he probably got the sense that I was trans, but who knows for sure. And then another interesting thing was when I was talking on the phone today with my car insurance, they were calling me Ms. and then my last name, which was just interesting. And then today, when I was buying a used car at a dealership, I was really worried about what the dealer would think. I introduced myself to him as Alan, and then he needed my driver's license right away before I test drove the car. So he came back and gave it to me, and well, I had said to him when I handed him the license, so my legal name on my license is different than Alan. So then when we were driving the car, he was like, oh, so have you changed your name yet? Or so I told him that I'm in the process and I haven't gotten the signature back from the court. And he's like, oh, so is that complicated? Like, or is there other stuff involved than the name change? And I thought that he was alluding to something related to me being trans, but I tried not to get into that. I was just like, well, you have to fill out the paperwork and wait and all that. And then I forget how exactly he segued into this, but at one point he said, oh, you know, Chelsea Manning is one of my heroes. And I was like, oh, cool. And it was a little kind of funny, but also very nice. It was a really nice gesture that did make me feel better, and it did make me feel more comfortable, and it was meaningful to me that he was being that nice to me, so I'm thankful for that. He was a nice guy. Yeah, so I don't know why I've had these good experiences. Maybe it's because these companies want to have good customer service, so they try not to question people and they try to be nice regardless of their personal feelings, or maybe it's just that there are a lot of friendly people out there, or maybe it has to do with where I live, because I live in the Bay Area in California, kind of near San Francisco. Or is it just that people try to avoid confrontation? Maybe I've experienced all that stuff in different interactions, I don't know. But these things have gone more smoothly than I anticipated, or more smoothly than I feared, so I'm thankful for that. So now I just have 2 more months until my name change goes through, and I can start making the changes on credit cards and insurance and all that. Alright. I'm under 15 minutes. Awesome. What an achievement. Alright, well, feel free to let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching. Bye.